Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all good? I hope so. Y'all, let's get into episode 2 of A Flavor. This is a Fox Soul show, so let's get into it. So, episode 2 opens with Miss Kechia. She stops by one of her restaurants to talk with the general manager. So, she wants to tell the general manager about some things that she does at one location that she wants to try out over there. Then her friend Keon, he stops by and he brings her some new cupcakes that he created, and Miss Kechia said that he makes some of the best cupcakes. He tells her that her party was very nice and that Eleanor did a good job, and Miss Kechia let him know that that was Eleanor's first and last good job. She was like, let her move on to smaller and worse things. Keon thought he was going to be a part of the food festival, but Miss Kechia said it's only for the ladies this time, but hey, you can be a vendor. And he was like, be a vendor? Who I look like? But he did let her know that she chose a good group of ladies. But Miss Kechia tells him that everybody wasn't on board, but by the time she reels them in, they'll all be on board because she's not about to let this opportunity slip by them. And with the restaurant industry going through a tough time right now, something different is needed to help the tides turn. She said within the strip that the Blue Seafood is located, at least 17 restaurants have closed in that area alone because the economy has caught up with the wages and people just can't afford to spend money like they used to. Keon was like, you are the only black woman on this strip, and she said that she still is. She outlasted everybody, and that's a testament of knowing the business and how to run it correctly. Keon said he still don't like the fact that she's telling him that he can be a vendor, and Miss Kechia said, you better get over there and sell them cupcakes and shut the book up. So then Ebony, she stops by and checks on Taryn at her new location. Taryn said it was time to step out on her own. Ebony wanted to know, like, how does Bobbie feel about the space? Taryn feels like Bobbie wants to be the only one on top and she's sick of that mess. She said that Bobbie wasn't happy for her and that Ebony was the first person she allowed to see the new spot. Ebony asked Taryn about that rock on her finger, but she was like, girl, that's a long story. But all in all, they were engaged, they broke it off, and now they're trying to give it another try. Ebony said she's been in her situation for 13 years, doing wifely duties every day, and they're just trying to figure out what life looks like for them in a relationship. And listen, that didn't make a lick of sense to me, because how are you in a situationship for 13 years still trying to figure out what a relationship would look like? If you've been doing wifely duties all this time, I would say you were already in a relationship, unless y'all just didn't give no title to it. She says she's been ready to be married. She just wonders if he's ready. Ma'am, if you've been in the situationship for 13 years, I don't think marriage is something that he want to do. And if he do, I don't think it's with you. But anyway, she says she's been working on her dream home. They're in the final phase. It's 9,000 square feet, 4 levels, a rooftop. She says she wants her home to feel like a vacation. And she also wants to inspire her team to start building their own homes. So they started talking about the party, and Ebony asked Taryn how does she feel about the festival. Taryn doesn't want to do it, but Ebony feels like they can inspire a lot of people. Now over at Shima's restaurant, Andrea stops by, so they can talk. They talk about the party. Shima just wasn't feeling the proposal about the food festival. Andrea feels like it'll be okay. Then they moved the conversation over to business, and Andrea wanted Shima's thoughts on partnering with celebrities because Shima was partners with K. Michelle for 3 years at Puff and Pedals. She says there are some challenges because the celebrity schedule is totally different and a lot of it falls outside of the food business, and they will make their business their priority over the restaurant. And Shima wants Andrea to remember that this is her brand. And she asked her, does she feel comfortable letting whoever the celebrity is represent her? She says that she feels comfortable being connected to the celebrity. But for Shima, at the end of the day, when Andrea, with her being such a detailed person, she wanted to know if Andrea felt like this person could physically duplicate what she does, what she brings to the table. And she said no, because the person doesn't have food service experience. So in Shima's mind, if this celebrity is just looking to have passive income, the restaurant business is not that. For Andrea, she wants to have systems in place that people can follow if she franchises, because going forward, she doesn't want to be so hands-on. Shima just wants Andrea to make sure that the person represents her well and cares for Cami Cakes on the same level as she does. Then Shima asks Andrea how would she feel about doing a collaboration with her at her restaurant, because they're thinking about having a cafe in the front of the restaurant. And Andrea says she'd love it. Then we head over to Miss Kechia's house, and she asks all of the ladies to send over samples of their food, and baby, all of their homes are nice. So Miss Kechia set all of the food up in a way it would be at a food festival. Each lady got up and they described their dish. Shima felt tricked again, but seeing the setup and how things could look, she was impressed. So Andrea is the baker in the group, and I thought it was so nice how Andrea made each lady their own personal cake to represent their personality. Bobbie said that Andrea is on a whole nother level, and that just makes her want to step her game up. So they start making their plates. They're discussing how things can be when it comes to the food festival, but Bobbie is still a little she's still on the fence. She's just not sure about this. But Shima, she's starting to come around to the point that she's even giving ideas and suggestions. And then Bobbie says that she has to be transparent, and that it's important when you're going into business with someone to be open and honest. And baby, Bobbie said she has a felony. And the ladies was like, say what now? A felony? Girl, what you do? And that was the end of the episode. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you think about episode 2. And I'll be back with episode 3. And I'll talk to y'all later.